Hi everybody, it's Claire with another art journal video. Again, I'm working in my craft journal. It really is my favourite journal at the moment. I love the size of it, I love the quality of the paper in it too, and I love how the colours work on the craft background. So I'm starting off by masking off an area using some ordinary printer paper, and I'm going to be starting off using the gloss sprays, and I'm using Tangelo and Rouge and magenta, I think. I'm just spraying them onto the background and just saturating that craft paper. As you know, if you've tried it on ungessoed, gloss sprays on ungessoed paper, I really can't talk, that the sprays will just sink in until it gets saturated, and then the colour will start to sit on the top. So once I'd dried that first bit, I then just kept applying more and more colour, because I wanted some of the colours to actually stand out and not just sort of disappear into the paper. So you can see I'm adding more and more, and then I'm drying each layer as I go along. So then I'm adding some yellow as well, so this is a lemon, and I'm just adding some splashes of that, and that is staying put where the gloss sprays have dried. And then, you know, because more is better surely, I'm adding more spray. That looks like cheddar, and I think it's magenta as well. I'm just adding those onto the background. Once that was dry, I'm then using this Dylusions stencil and just adding some white stenciling onto the page. And then, because I didn't want it to be too obvious, as I'd added it on, I just gently rubbed over with a baby wipe just to remove a little bit, just so that it was only there in the background. And then this is the Circles for Painting stencil from Dina Wakley, and I'm using carnation paint and just adding some circles onto the background as well. So once that was dry, I've just grabbed one of Dina Wakley's stamp sets where she's got some butterflies. I can't remember what it's called, I'm really sorry, and I'm stamping that using the black archival ink. I'm going to use 3 of those on the page, and once they are dry, I'm going to cut them out. So then, just using some watercolours, I'm just going to start adding some colour onto these butterflies. I want all 3 to be pretty much the same, so I'm going with similar colours that are on the background. This page is inspired by a project that Megan Wisner-Quinlan did on the Ranger Ink blog, and this was kind of my take on her page. So I've just added some white splatters onto the background as well. And then the butterflies are going to get stuck onto that background. I decided that I would add some gold leaf onto the butterflies as well, just to give them another element to help them stand out a bit more. So I'm just using a brush and a little bit of glue stick and just adding some of that gold leaf onto those butterflies. This stuff ends up going everywhere if you've ever used it. It just gets stuck to everything. Except usually where you want it to go. So then I'm just using a glue stick and just sticking these in place. You can see I've stuck one over the fold in the book, and so I've stuck it in place and then just folded the book to make sure that before it dries that crease is already in place. And then I'm just going over this stamping just to pop it out a bit more and darken it up using just an ordinary black gel pen, I guess it is, and it's just like an ink pen, and it just helps them to stand out a little bit better. And then I'm using the Stabilo All, and I'm going round the butterflies just to darken up the edges and make them stand out a bit better from the background. You could, of course, water activate it if you wanted to, but I felt that had the effect that I was looking for. And then I've just used a couple of the quotes from the stamp set and just popped those onto the page as well. And that is the finished page. There we go. So inspired by Megan Wisner-Quinlan for the Ranger Ink blog page, this was my take on her page. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and I'll see you again soon.